Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in. We're back on the Roadster today. The job now is to finish the bottom of this tail section. Of course the frame goes in there and then the bottom of the tail comes down like that so that we have a, just a nice shape. So since this piece is basically roughed in and ready for final prep, the pieces I've got left are this tail section, the grill, and the front pan. And that'll be it for body prep. So let's get on to that tail piece. Okay, the next major problem we've got is this lower tail pan thing that sits underneath the back of the car and kind of finishes out the shape of the tail. Well, I guess we can't see it. In order to get the body off, we had to cut this all through here, but this is all just kind of very loosely kind of mocked up. So I need to make this look like something that can be installed. This will all have to be welded, and of course it's just completely garbage up here. I don't even know what's going on. I'm going to start with filling in the back here to match this piece here. You can see underneath there, that's where this other piece is going to butt up against, so we need to have a virtually identical piece to go on that. And I'm going to make that now. So here's a trace I took from the back of the car, and if that's going to be a good pattern, we'll make it out of steel. Somewhere in there. So we'll do a little more trimming, kind of hoping when this is all done that I can cut the center out of it there. Just realized one other thing I've got to do is clamp something straight along here so that it doesn't all warp and bugger off when I'm trying to tack it all together. Alright, got the end tacked on. I'm going to trim this whole mess up so that it fits around the rear axle okay, and then we're going to box this end in so that it doesn't just fill up with mud, I guess. And then we're probably going to trim the rest of this shelf away and make it the whole thing as small as possible. You can see that I've really carefully laid all this out at some point. So I'm just going to eyeball all of this and we'll just see what happens. Now, I'm going to make a pattern from this side, flip it over, we'll cut this side to match. Then we will build some whatever, we'll just finish it. Okay, let's try it. First thing, I'm going to throw this back under the car and make sure that the differential is well clear of all this. Okay, now we're going to take all the paint off of that area, and then we're going to start bashing that in. All right, good enough for a start. I'm going to tack it in and see just how badly that goes. Okay, well there we have the piece kind of roughed in there. There's some square to our center line. And it's the same on each side, so it kind of has to be, you can see it's just about to that hole there, and just about to that one. So that's, as far as I'm concerned, good enough. Just gonna weld all this in real quick, and then we'll grind it all down. Oh really? You stupid. How hard would that have been? Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut a big hole in it now. So I see there's a dent. Could have just fixed the dent first, but I didn't because I'm. There we have it. That is not how you do it, but that's how we're doing it today. That will be plenty strong enough for a non-functional part. This again is only just so that the profile of the car looks right. Let's grind this down and get ready to do some body work. Kitty hair time, let's go. That is a little offset that way. Doop, doop. And cut the bottom or the top or whatever. Oops. Okay, time to carry on with the body work on this tail section here. Again, just whatever is the fastest way to get this done. In this case, a 7-inch high-speed angle grinder. Very heavy, but very fast. Oh, another awesome summer day. Lots of hail. Yeah. Well, I'm glad I got the tea put away. Oh, just awesome, man. It's hammering down. Hammering. Wow. Neat though. Some of these cars have been through some pretty ferocious hailstorms in the past. That 59 Chev is actually hailed out pretty hard, but probably happened 40 years ago. Oh well, I guess that's the worst of it. And none of it's going to affect me sanding this tail section. So again, I think we talked about this last week. When it's pretty close to being ready for primer, instead of priming it, put on a coat of this really nice type of Bondo. You know, they lots of different brands of this, but just buy a really good quality filler and smear it on there instead of priming it, because how many times is the first coat of primer just a waste of time? And you start blocking it and you're like, oh, I missed this and I missed that and I missed this and everything. So here we go. Put a coat of mud on instead of primer and block that. And you'll have way less redos and mistakes, and you'll use way less primer and you'll use way less time, which in the end, time is the only thing we all run out of. There we have it, all roughed in and ready for the first coat of primer. And yeah, it looks fine. Very little problems with that. And again, is that the right way to do it? No. I suppose you could have TIG welded it all solid and blah blah and spent a month on it, or you could spend an afternoon on it and it's the bottom of the car. I'm not too worried about it. It's gonna look great. And there's Frankers. Hi, what do you think? You don't care, do you? What a good girl. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching the video today and hanging out. We'll see everybody on Saturday for more of the... It's a regular contributor.
Same old shit.